WNKX, the sound of Centerville, proudly welcomes you to this broadcast of Friday Night Lights. Here's Sports Director Josh Copley.
Hello everyone and welcome to WNKX Live on YouTube. I'm Josh Copley, joined as always by Aiden Weber, and it has been a very strange and unconventional night here, Aiden. We've had a delay that has set us back almost an hour, but we do have an official time set for kickoff, and it's estimated to be around 7:58 p.m., give or take. But they may extend that a little bit just to give the guys time to warm up, but people are starting to file into Kenneth Moe Wright Stadium, starting to find their seats on these wet bleachers. But what I should feel like I should share with all of you is that we did have the homecoming ceremony here this evening, but it was not here on Jerry Bratton Field. It was actually inside J.E. Cisco Memorial Gymnasium, and Aiden, it was strange. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like that.
Yeah, Josh, it was definitely different seeing the homecoming ceremony in the gym, but it was still great. I think it was deserved well by the people. We have a big crowd here, even though it's a rainy night, but there's been a lot of people showed up.
Well, Aiden, and this is really where the passion, I suppose, of these Hickman County fans are going to be tested. You know, homecoming night is the one night out of the year where you know for a fact, or typically, you're going to draw a big crowd. You're going to have a lot of supporters. Everyone's going to be feeling good because of the homecoming week, all the fun things you're able to do. Of course, we just saw the crowning of the homecoming king and queen. And I want to give a big congratulations to the homecoming king, Edwin Wright, and the homecoming queen, Riley Vane. They're two very deserving candidates. And now, Aiden, we know a lot of the football players were also recognized during the homecoming ceremony. So they're going to have to flip that switch. Now, they'd have to do that anyway, whether it's on the field or in the gym or not, but they're coming from the inside, outside. It's sort of out of the furnace and into the fire, if you will. So how do you think these guys are going to go about getting their minds right after all this chaos and confusion?
Well, I know the coaching staff, especially Coach Smith, he knows that they're probably they're feeling a little different just because it's homecoming week. I mean, we've had a busy week, fun week, and, you know, with how the weather is, but, you know, he's locking his guys in, as we would say, and I bet they're ready to play just like any other night. Yeah,
for sure. And now, Aiden, I have to say, someone I feel bad for, I feel bad for the Montgomery Central fans. I mean, you drive an hour down here, you're ready for game time, kickoff at 6 o'clock, and then all of a sudden you're stuck in a field house, cramped in together like sardines until game time. I mean, that's probably not the most enjoyable experience, but we see the Montgomery Central fans also filing into their side as well. So I give a lot of props to those fans that were there for still supporting their guys in spite of the weather, in spite of the delays. And I think it's going to be a good game here tonight. These two teams are pretty evenly matched. Hickman County have been losers in 3 straight, and Aiden, they haven't exactly been 3 close losses either. We have seen blowouts at the hands of Waverly Central. We've seen a blowout at the hands of Fairview and a blowout last week at the hands of Lewis County. So it's been a very demoralizing last few weeks for Hickman County. So I think this homecoming week, came at the perfect time because there's nothing that refreshes your spirit, that boosts your spirit quite like homecoming. I know for me, whenever I was in school, it was something that everyone looked forward to every single year, whether you were a player, whether you were a student, even if you're a teacher or a staff member, it's fun for everyone. And Aiden, I want to talk to you a little bit about homecoming because we still have a few minutes to kill, I suppose, until kickoff here tonight. Talk about your homecoming experience this week. It is your second one at Hickman County High School as a sophomore. So what's been your favorite part about it this year?
Definitely, Josh. I will share some of the key moments that happened this week. It was a very fun week. We had some homecoming games like tug of war and all the games you used to play in elementary school on field day, and all the classes were very competitive. And no one was sitting down. Everybody was cheering at the pep rallies and everything like that. And the skits were fun, and the parade was today as well, and it went great. So overall, just a good week. And just like you said, I think it's a great time for these football players to get revived.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Aiden, what was of all the homecoming games this year, what would you say was your favorite?
My favorite game was definitely Dizzy Bat. I didn't feel too great after, but man, it was probably a sight to see.
Now, was Dizzy Bat before or after lunch?
Before lunch, but I had breakfast 10 minutes before the Dizzy Bat. So it was it was a funny sight to see, but it made you feel a little weird at the end of it.
Hey, Aiden, we all know you're a warrior, so we appreciate you for sticking it out. Now, did you win Dizzy Bat?
Josh, I did not win Dizzy Bat. I came in last place, or my team came in last place, but it was still a fun time, and I see it as a moral victory.
Hey, you know what? As long as the vibes are there, as long as you're having a good time, that's what matters. I didn't really take part in many homecoming festivities. I did enjoy watching them during my time in high school, and I know something that is no longer a part of homecoming week that was one of the fan favorites was the Powder Puff game, where we got to see the most athletic girls from every class take part in a flag football game, and that was always a joy to watch, watching the guys dress up as cheerleaders, a bit of a role reversal, if you will. And I tell you what, those girls always took it very seriously. We saw some rough and tough gameplay. We saw some violence out there on the football field, even though it was flag football. And I hate that you're not going to be able to experience that, Aiden, because they did unfortunately take it away. And I wonder why they would do such a thing.
I don't know, Josh. Hopefully they'll bring it back. I'm going to be talking to some of the people that's over and say, bring it back, man. You know, we have kickball. We could do both, you know.
Absolutely. Now, I don't know if there's any important people listening to this stream right now, but if you're a principal or if you're an executive at Hickman County High School, please bring back Powder Puff. We all love it. But, you know, Aiden, I'm starting to think maybe they took it away for a reason, because I know there have been times where, you know, maybe some hands were thrown, some unkind words were exchanged between the players on the field, because that's how serious these students take homecoming. This is how serious these students take Powder Puff. And I remember what stands out to me about my senior year. Of course, my year was unfortunately cut short due to COVID, but we were still able to have homecoming as normal. And I believe we were the first senior class in who knows how long to lose homecoming. You know, usually it's always fixed for the seniors, but apparently they chose to have some integrity the year that I was a senior, and they chose to give it to the quote-unquote deserving class, which I think is a little silly, because aren't we all winners, Aiden? Why can't I get my victory as a senior? But, you know, water under the bridge. It's been like 5 years now, going on 6, so, you know, that goes to show how much it sticks with you, though. Homecoming, it's real. We take this stuff seriously here at Hickman County High School. But,
oh yeah, Josh. It is a fun week, but very competitive at the least.
Now, Aiden, I know something that people also took seriously. It was one of the marquee events for homecoming, and it was the Skits. Now, can you tell us a little bit? Of course, you don't have to go into extreme detail, but can you give us a little bit about the themes of each skit? Which one do you think was good, bad?
Yeah, Josh. The seniors did a Monopoly skit, and they did all right. I'm not sure what place they got. Sophomores was on the game of Guess Who. We actually got first, so that is pretty great for the sophomore class.
Now, Aiden, have they officially announced these results, or are you just guessing right now?
I don't know. I've heard it from some inside folks, if I should say that.
Inside sources. Well, you know, who knows if they're lying? Who knows if they're telling the truth? I know tonight during the football game, the PA announcer, Matthew Dotson, will be announcing a lot of the results, I know, which culminates in the big overall winner of homecoming, which will probably be the seniors, knowing my luck, because every senior class wins homecoming except mine. Not upset or anything, but we will see how it goes. And I'm excited, and you know, we'll try to listen in as much as we can. We know these microphones don't pick up the PA announcer super well. They focus on our voices, but we will try to relay you some of the results as they come, just in case you're curious, or maybe you're a student that has the flu and you can't make it to the game and you want to find out the same time as everyone else, and we will try to help you do that. And Aiden, right now we're looking at the field and we see both teams getting warm as per usual. Now, usually when we see these teams warm up, the sun is shining right in our face. But at 7:51 p.m., the sun is completely set. It's dark. It's cloudy. It's a little dreary. You can still feel the after effects of the rain. So you got to think, Aiden, how will that affect the field conditions? I mean, we saw Fairview. Not only was it a little bit rainy because of the storms on that Friday night before the game on Saturday, but also because of the turf attributed to a lot of injuries. We saw Andy Kraft, we saw Aiden Spiegelmeyer, and we saw Chase Sims all go down in the span of one game. And I'm really hoping we don't see something similar tonight because of the rain, because of the poor field conditions.
Yeah, Josh, hopefully no injuries will happen tonight on either sides, but you never know what will happen. But all the guys say they like playing in the mud more than dry ground, so hopefully that will go to their advantage tonight.
Well, something I remember very vividly was very early in an NFL season not too long ago. We saw Justin Fields and the Chicago Bears. They were playing one of their opening weeks, pouring down rain. There were puddles everywhere. But we see these football guys, I mean, they love that. They were making the most of it. They were slipping and sliding into the end zone for touchdown celebrations, and I'm wondering if we'll see something similar. Now, I'm not seeing any puddles right now. It seems like the field here at Jerry Bratton is drained pretty well. So hopefully our conditions will be as good as they can be. And we got to be thinking about John Michael Lewis, the quarterback of Hickman County. We know Hickman County doesn't usually rely on the pass. They haven't the last few weeks. But maybe they can use it for the element of surprise, because when these rainy conditions hit, it almost guarantees you'll be seeing a lot of running. So Hickman County, maybe we'll see some play action to beat these Montgomery Central secondary members over the top. But only time will tell. We know these coaches, you try to game plan for every possible scenario, but, the weather, it's hard. It's unruly. It's hard to be prepared for that.
And Josh, I mean, all the things we saw last week and passing the ball offensively, I've heard that they have worked on that this week, and I think we'll definitely see that more tonight. And
I really hope so, Aiden. I really think that would crack the code that Hickman County's been trying to find. And, we've seen every time they've thrown the ball in previous weeks, even if it's only once or twice a game, they usually connect for big yards. But now whenever you kind of lull yourself into thinking you're a run-only team and you never consider passing, you're not keeping your quarterback warm and prepared for when the moment strikes when you need to call a pass play. So I think it's all about keeping John Michael loose and comfortable in the pocket. Now, we see down there on the field, Andy Kraft is still helping these guys warming up, but he's in his jersey, wearing shorts tonight, not dressing out completely because he's still out for at least a couple more weeks. But he is, as far as I know, the Bulldog who will be coming back the quickest. Now, I talked to his dad, Sheriff Jason Kraft, a few days ago, and he said that there will be no surgery required by Andy, so that means he will be about 2 or 3 weeks out, but he should be back before the season's over. Now, unfortunately for Spiegelmeyer, we probably won't see him back this year, but thankfully he does have another year under his belt, so he doesn't have to think about this being his last. He doesn't have to end on a sour note. He can heal, get ready for next year, and hopefully have a bit of a revenge tour, if you will. Now, Chase Sims, his status is still unconfirmed. Of course, we're not expecting him back anytime soon either, unfortunately. So right now it's going to be on the shoulders of these dogs that are called upon tonight, the guys that are having to step up in their place. And so far, as we've said, it hasn't been great for Hickman County, but there's no time like homecoming. The emotions are high, the stands are packed to really get yourself back on track. But should be a good one here tonight. Montgomery Central will be wearing the white uniforms with red lettering and red helmets. The Hickman County Bulldogs wearing the black uniforms, white lettering, and black helmets with the red face guards, and I love how those look. And we do have an official time of kickoff. I was just informed that 8:10 p.m. will be the official kickoff time, so here in about 15 minutes. And Aiden, I'm really glad they didn't rush the start time of this game. Now, it's really easy because it gets late. No one wants to be out too long. So let's just get these guys on the field and play the game. Who cares about warm-ups? But warming up, stretching, so very important, because if you don't, then I think it wouldn't be a shock to see a bunch of injuries because of that. But I love they're giving these guys time to be prepared. And I appreciate our officiating crew that's going to be calling this game tonight for sticking it out as well. Our PA announcer, Matthew Dotson, has now made his way into the press box. He will be calling the game tonight. He always brings the energy and the excitement. And our cameraman will be Jack Floyd, freshman at Hickman County High School. Now, Aiden, I have to ask you another question. Now, before this season, were you prepared to be the color commentator for the Hickman County High School 2025 football season?
Definitely, Josh, but Mr. Dotson is kind of the boss at Hickman County High School Audiovisual, so I kind of just do what I'm told, to be honest. But I have enjoyed it so far.
Well, you know what, Aiden? You've been an absolute blessing here at WNKX. We appreciate you stepping up and filling this role. You've been doing a great job, especially for someone who's never done this before. We're glad to have you, and you know, we hope you get a good grade in the AV class because of all the work you've put in this year. And
Definitely, Josh. Hope so. You can talk to Mr. Dotson about that.
And if you're watching the live stream right now, Jack is getting accustomed to the camera and its controls, so hopefully you don't have motion sickness. If you do, just turn away for a few moments and let this young man get prepared for his role here tonight, because it's a very unforgiving one. You know, cameramen, you know, they never get the glory, but they do get a lot of criticism, especially if you miss a big-time touchdown, a big-time defensive stop. So we hope Jack performs to the very best of his ability tonight. We're going to need it. And I'm hoping we have a lot of good action that Jack's able to cover with his camera work. Jack, how are you feeling tonight?
Feeling good.
Jack's feeling good, ladies and gentlemen. We got a quick word with him.
Colruyt Stadium, Bratton Field here on the campus of Hickman County High School, tonight's homecoming matchup.
Now also, Aiden, something I should bring up as well. In the gymnasium, along with the homecoming ceremony, we also had the invitation. We had the playing of the national anthem as well, which our band did such a tremendous job of. They sounded really good, and I'm so grateful that we have such an awesome band here at Hickman County High School, because it really adds to the effect of a lot of events, not just homecoming ceremonies, but it adds a lot to these football games as well. It helps get the crowd motivated, and it really adds a certain vibe to the game that can't quite be matched.
Yeah, Josh, I mean, we have a bunch of people here, and the band has definitely improved. They have done great this year so far in getting these Bulldog fans hyped.
You know, Aiden, as we hear Ozzy Osbourne blaring throughout Kenneth Moe Wright Stadium, it's hard to believe that he's gone. I miss Ozzy. He was such a blessing to the rock community and to the music world as a whole. So many wonderful hits out there. We know Crazy Train gets played quite a bit at these sporting events, but the song almost never gets old, especially when Randy Rhoads hits into that guitar solo. My goodness, it hits every single time, and it gets me fired up. I'm not even on the field, Aiden. I'm ready to go right now.
Oh, yeah, Josh. I know the guys on the field right now are pumped up for this football game.
I'm trying to get a lay of the land here, Aiden. Our view from the press box isn't always the best, but we have a pretty good turnout in the student section, it looks like. But of course, with the conditions, probably some people arriving late. But for the most part, a pretty good crowd here at Hickman County High School. And if you're watching the stream right now and you originally planned to come to the game, it's not too late. You still have about 7 minutes to make it here for the game. We always encourage our viewers and listeners to be here in person because these guys deserve the support. But if you can't make it, we're always here to provide you the game on YouTube and Facebook. It's been an absolute honor to do so, entering my second year with WNKX. And now, Aiden, your presence is going to be missed during basketball season. Of course, you'll be with Coach Dawson and the rest of the guys. Are you excited for the season coming up this year?
Yeah, Josh, I think we're going to have a pretty good team. We've been practicing a lot, and I think we'll have a pretty good year.
You know, I've had a few words with guys like Tyler McKinnon, guys like Will McDonald. These young men are going to have to be leaders this year, and, you know, they're having to fill a big presence that's missing. That is, of course, Elisha Puckett, who graduated, going on to Delta State. We wish him the very best in his collegiate endeavors playing basketball there. But, you know, I think these guys have it in them to be a really good ball team. They're all very talented. I think you guys should definitely go far, and I'm looking forward to calling all those games as well.
Josh will have to hunt down Cam Peters again, right?
I will go all the way to Georgia and drag him back to Hickman County so that he can be my color commentator. But, you know, with you taking that leave of absence, Aiden, to be with the basketball team, that also gives the chance for another student potentially to step up and to join me in this booth. You know, Aiden, really, I think you could owe your experience to WNKX this year. You can owe that to Dane Gilbert. I mean, Dane was originally supposed to be my color commentator, but he turned his back on us so that he could go on a date. You know, we do appreciate Dane for having his priorities in place, and we're glad that you're able to step up and fill the void. But congratulations, Dane. Dane is in the booth with us. We like giving him a hard time.
Yeah, thanks, Dane. Appreciate it.
And, you know, Aiden, someone we haven't talked about yet who might be a victim of this chaos is Matthew Dotson, the PA announcer. I mean, everyone's been all over the place. The athletic directors, the coaches have to rush to get their guys ready. I don't think anyone's brought him any roster pages yet or any scripts to read for tonight, so let's hope. Dotson is really good at improvising. Anyone that knows him knows that. So I hope he has a game plan tonight, Aiden.
And Josh, he's not up here right now, so that's probably what he's doing, is hunting down those rosters.
And he's a hard man to miss, standing at like 6'8", Belmont basketball legend. Almost beat the Duke Blue Devils in the NCAA tournament. And Aiden, one tradition that I'm glad has not died here during these Hickman County High School football games are the younger kids off to the right behind the American flag end zone. Those guys playing their own football game, and those games get physical. I still remember the times I played back in my day, and those games are taken very seriously. You'd never see kids trying so hard in your entire life. Perhaps some future football players in the making over there.
Yeah, Josh, and I think that just shows the community and atmosphere that we have here in Hickman County.
I think so too, Aiden. And, you know, I want to talk a little bit more about another Hickman County football team, and that is the Hickman County Middle School Bulldogs. They have had a great season so far. I have had the privilege of being their PA announcer for their home games, and the last time I was with them, they beat Charlotte, which is always a tough matchup. They have some great talent over there, the Tigers do. The Bulldogs were on the road at East Hickman last night for a big rivalry game, and I will give you those results as soon as I hear them. I have yet to be in touch with anybody that was at the game, but there's some talent there, Aiden. It seems like the middle school is always producing good football players, and one young man that I have been keeping my eye on very closely is number 4, the 8th grader, Aiden Wilkerson. That young man is very talented, and I think so long as he sticks with it, so long as he keeps working hard, we're going to see this man on this field come Friday nights, but we may also see him on Saturdays as well, and maybe, it might be lofty thinking, but maybe even Sundays as well, because that young man has a certain air of confidence about him. He has a talent about him that you can't teach. So I'm looking forward to seeing Aiden Wilkerson grow and develop as a player. But that's not to say there aren't plenty of other talented young men on that middle school team either, because it takes a team to win football games. And I know Coach Smith is looking forward to having a lot of those guys on the roster next year.
And so far, Josh, we've seen some freshmen for the high school team step up this year as well, and they've done great. So the middle school is definitely doing well in bringing these guys up to the high school level.
Absolutely, Aiden. And you know, some guys that we've seen as well. I mean, we've seen Jackson Mayberry on the field some. We've seen Hayden Kennedy, who's been on the special teams unit. He's been taking returns, and he's electric to watch. He's fast, he's nimble, he's hard to bring down, even though he's not a huge guy. Very light on his feet. I love watching Hayden play, and I'm sure he's going to be a force for this Hickman County team in the years to come. And Aiden, of course, there are plenty of guys that haven't seen the field yet, but we know they're talented as well, and they're going to make their presence known as soon as they get the chance, because those guys, you know, they are not ones to squander opportunities. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this team develops. And it looks like the captains from each team are about to go to midfield for the coin toss. Game time here in just a couple of minutes. If you're just joining us, I'm Josh Copley of WNKX, flanked by Aiden Weber, a sophomore at Hickman County High School, a member of Matthew Dotson's AAV class. And the Hickman County Bulldogs making their entrance onto the field here tonight, met by a warm round of applause from these fans. We see John Michael Lewis, Jaden Street, Ruger Toddy, and Braden McCaleb at midfield. These four captains for the Dogs, these leaders that have been looked up to by so many at Hickman County High School.
And Josh, I mean, since last week, I can't wait to see John Michael play in the quarterback position and just see the things that he's worked on the past week.
Certainly an exciting time, Aiden. And you know what? For those of you that can't hear on the mic, a little bit of Virginia Tech going on here at Kenneth Moe Wright Stadium with Enter Sandman playing as the Hickman County Bulldogs made their entrance. And there are a few songs that'll get you as fired up as that one. Shout out Metallica.
Captains for the Dogs tonight, John Michael Lewis, Braden McCaleb, Ruger Toddy, and Jaden Street.
And the Hickman County Bulldogs will be returning to start this football game. Montgomery Central set to kick things away. And here we go, Aiden. The wait is finally over. Over an hour past its initial start time. It's football time in Hickman County, and the kick is away. Fielded inside the 20, 25. Tries to get around, cuts back inside, past the 30, taken down just shy of the 35. That's Jacoby Pittman. Down to the 33, first and 10 Dogs. And here comes John Michael Lewis and the squad.
And Josh, we have seen Jacoby Pittman. He's a senior this year, but man, he is quick on his feet.
Absolutely. Certainly one of the strong points of this Hickman County special teams. Of course, mix in Kennedy, mix in Braden Armstrong as well. Hickman County is a force to be reckoned with on kickoff. So here we go. First snap of the game. Lewis gives it up the middle to McCaleb. A power run up the middle. Doesn't get much. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. A gain of 1 at most. And he'll get about a yard. Second down and 9 for the Dogs. So already trying to establish McCaleb early, a powerhouse who has certainly gotten the majority of the Bulldogs' touches on the season. Lewis under center, one receiver out wide to the left. Snap. It's another give. McCaleb follows his blocks. Powers forward close to the chains. And depends on where they spot him. It's close to the 43-yard line. They haven't made the signal yet, and I believe it will be third down in inches. No, the officials say it will be a first down, Hickman County, and the chains will move.
And that's a first down, Hickman County.
And Josh, we have seen in all of Hickman County's games so far that McCaleb has been the dominant driving force when running the ball.
And it's for good reason, Aiden. He's so strong, and he's so hard to bring down as well. Lewis snaps, give again up the middle to McCaleb. Whistles blow, flags fly. We go down to the field for the official for the call. And it looks like, yes, it will be an offsides penalty on Montgomery Central. So Hickman County will replay first down, 1st and 5. The ball spotted at their own 48. And what I've noticed thus far, Aiden, is that they have number 0, Jamison Keithley, lined up at receiver. We're used to seeing Spiegelmeyer there, but in his absence, Keithley needing to step up big. Lewis puts Armstrong in motion. It's a sweep. Armstrong follows his blocks. Tries to spin inside, but he's met by a bunch of Central players. Not much going on the play. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe half a yard.
Quick and a yard on the play, second down and 4.
But following the penalty, Hickman County still set up pretty good on second down. Second down in about 4.5.
Ben says, I say crank it up.
Keithley out wide left. Lewis under center. Motion street. It's a fake toss, but Lewis lost the ball, and I believe John Michael was able to fall on it at the 45.
Recovered by Lewis.
So almost catastrophe for the Bulldogs.
That leaves the Dogs at a 3rd and 8.
So now it's a 3rd down and 8, 3rd and long for the Dogs.
And Josh, that right there just shows you the scaredness of how a play could change so quickly.
And it's the risk you take, of course. We've talked about this before this season of utilizing all that motion. It's easy to get confused, to get twisted around. So Lewis again under center on this 3rd and long. Keithley out wide. Snap. It's a sweep. Street cuts up the field. Close to midfield, taken down.
Street works his way up near midfield.
Jaden Street shifting through tacklers, setting up a 4th down and very manageable if they choose to go for it at the 50, 4th down and 3. With 9 minutes to play in this first quarter. And Lewis is staying on the field, but that really doesn't indicate much, Aiden, because we know Lewis is also the punter. So if they choose to kick things away in this spot, Lewis will be the man to do it. But it looks like it will be the offense staying on the field to try to convert this 4th down and short. Snap. Lewis, give, up the middle. They're pushing the pile. McCaleb fighting forward, and he should have enough. Yes, he does. That's a Hickman County first down.
4 seasons outdoors, first down, Hickman County.
So the Bulldogs take it into Indian territory down to the 46-yard line for a chain mover. And that's a big momentum boost for these Dogs. Aiden, a 4th down and short. If you fail the conversion, you give them the ball in your own, close to your own territory, but the risk pays off, and the Bulldogs keep this drive alive. Lewis gives. That's Armstrong trying to duck his way through tacklers, but he's wrapped up and taken down aggressively. Flags fly in the backfield. So waiting for the penalty. It'll be a holding call against Hickman County. So that'll back him up 10 yards, 1st down and 20. And what I love so much about homecoming, Aiden, I know our viewers can't see it from our camera angle, but there's so many awesome posters down there right in front of the student section. A lot of effort clearly went into those, and I always appreciate that. Lewis under center. Snap. Play action. Lewis wants to throw, fires out wide, looking for Street. Just out of reach, incomplete, out of bounds. So Lewis attempting a pass here early, so maybe that means Coach Smith and these play callers are going to want to trust in his arm going forward.
I hope so, Josh. But so far, I mean, Braden McCaleb has been a great, powerful force just getting some yards for the Dogs.
But, you know, penalties like that holding we just saw, it can kind of force your hand a little bit as a coach. As much as you want to run, I mean, it's really too much of a risk here with this many yards you need to get for a first down. You got to push the ball down the field a little bit. So Lewis motions Armstrong. It's a toss out to the left. Whistles blow. The play is blown dead. And probably a false start, it looked like, against the Dogs. But, wait a minute. No, they're marking it off, and it will be against Montgomery Central.
It was against Montgomery Central. It's now second down and 15.
So Montgomery Central, for the second time, they're called for offsides, whether they're lined up in the neutral zone, whatever it might be. Giving the Bulldogs free yards. Whenever the Bulldogs, you know, shoot themselves in the foot with a holding call, that's something you don't want to do if you're the Indians, is give back free yards. Lewis under center. Again, a receiver out wide. Snap. To me, give up the middle. And a hole opens up for McCaleb. And Braden takes it down to the 45, back into Indian territory, close to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be a 3rd down and 9 for Hickman County. So 3rd and long, snap, Lewis, pump fake, give, McCaleb has a lot of room. And McCaleb rumbles down inside the 30 for a Hickman County first down, and he is all fired up.
An Apex Bank first down, Bulldogs.
So they'll mark him down at the 27. And a bit of trickery there. John Michael sold that toss so well. McCaleb, I mean, the Red Sea parted. And you cannot give McCaleb that kind of room or he'll make you pay for it. Case in point by that carry. The clock ticks under 7 minutes left to play. So give to Street. Street has a hole. That should be enough to move the chains, but a flag flies in the backfield. So that penalty looked like probably a false start as the officials are marking it backwards. Down to the 30. Wow, okay, no, it was a holding penalty because maybe it was a personal foul. We were not given any signals on the field by the officials. But that backs them up to the 42-yard line. So a 15-yard penalty. First down and 25 for the Bulldogs. So the flags have been flying fast and furious, Mr. Weber. Hickman County, a lot of ground to make up. Lewis snaps, wants to throw, looks to fire, has his man McCaleb. The pass is low, bounces incomplete. So Lewis not able to get settled in yet. A couple of incompletions that have been out of the reach of Braden McCaleb. But I think you really have no choice if you're Coach Smith. You have to keep trusting in your man, John Michael, that eventually as this game goes along, as he gets heated up, he's going to start completing those passes.
Definitely, Josh. I mean, it's just the first quarter. He's getting his arm loose, getting warmed up, and, I mean, by later in the game, he'll definitely have some completions.
On two, I think Lewis thrives in the pocket when he can plant his feet under him, but he's been on the move a lot. So this run is given. And it's snuffed out, trying again to give to Braden McCaleb. And he'll lose a few on the play. He'll lose a couple of yards. 3rd down and 27 for the Dogs. So after what was a promising drive, potentially cut short by penalties, but you never know what can happen with this Bulldog offense on a 3rd and long. Dogs the 44. Keithley out wide. Lewis under center. Snap, gives, up the middle. McCaleb had room for a second, was patiently following his blocks. Gets a decent gain on the carry inside the 40 down to the 39-yard line. But still a lot of ground to make up. It's still fourth and it's fourth down and a country mile. The 4th and 23 is what the scoreboard says. And that'll force the punting unit on for the Dogs.
Well, shoot, I got pictures down in my
Whistles blow and a flag flies.
Too many men on the field, somebody.
There'll be 12 men on the field called against the Bulldogs. So that'll back him up even further for a 4th and 28 now. Armstrong now trots off the field. And the penalty yards have been stacking up quick, and we're only about 7 minutes in. Qualls out to punt for the Dogs. The snap is good. The kick is away, and it's a high, booming punt. Takes a bounce, and it's a coffin corner. Scott Qualls pins the Indians inside the 5. They'll spot it at the 3-yard line. I believe that's the first coffin corner of the year, Aiden. It's very exciting to see when these special teams guys make plays, because that's really where the battles are won. You know, it's one thing to make plays on defense, make plays on offense, but special teams, those little plays, can pay off big when it comes to winning or losing a ball game. So Montgomery Central's quarterback in the gun, 2 left, 2 right. Snap, give up the middle, tries to bounce it outside, but Hickman County there.
Jackson Smith on the initial hit there.
Looked like Jackson Smith was the first one to initiate contact, and a few more Dogs there to join him.
Loss of 1.
That'll be a loss of 1 for the Indians. So they already didn't have a whole lot of room to breathe. Now they're making it even harder on themselves. 2nd down and 11 from the 2.
And hopefully, Josh, the great plays that went offensively will translate to the defensive team.
It's all a momentum game, Aiden. It's all a momentum game.
2nd down, 10 to go.
So the defense was well prepared for the run, but Montgomery Central likes spreading the field. Wouldn't be surprised to see a pass here. QB in the gun, snap. It's another give, inside zone, but Hickman County was ready for it. And they're close to the goal line. Hickman County thinks they have it. The ball's loose. The Dogs have it. Waiting for the signal.
And calling the field is an incomplete pass.
The Dogs think they have a touchdown,
Incomplete pass was. What in the
but they called it incomplete on a handoff.
How do you call it incomplete?
It was a give up the middle. There was no jet touch to that. We usually see those pop passes, but it was a straight handoff.
Called on the handoff. 3rd and 10.
Oh, my goodness.
Incomplete pass? What?
Hickman County,
That's not a pass.
Aiden, how can you throw an incompletion on a run? I'm not too sure, but Hickman County has to shake it, come up big again. They spread the field on offense to the Indians. Snap, rolls right, they want to throw. Fires out in the flat, caught, but he's met quickly. He's going nowhere, number 4. John Michael Lewis takes him down, and that'll force a Montgomery Central punt.
And Josh, Hickman County is known for their defense, and we have definitely seen that here tonight. They have played great defensively.
But now Montgomery Central catching a big break, though. What turns into a punt now arguably could have been 6 points for the Dogs, or at the very least a safety.
It's all because beat them. Man.
So the Montgomery Central punter backed up,
Not a pass.
his heels very close to the end of that end zone. The punt's away, but it's shanked, and it's out of bounds. Hickman County is going to have 1st and goal at the 10.
Hickman County will start at 1st and 10 from the Indian 10.
I'm not sure if the dog's got a hand on it or if it just went off the side of his foot.
We've got to put it in here, Aiden.
Now, Hickman County, Aiden, these are the chances you cannot squander if you're the Bulldogs. You are giving golden field position. Now's when you say, Mr. McCaleb, do your thing, find the end zone.
Definitely, we have to look for our powerful fours, and we have to give McCaleb the ball. And, I mean, everything's going good right now for the Bulldogs.
Or, if you don't want to give it to McCaleb up the middle, let Street show off his wheels around the edge.
If you zoom out, does that
So here we go. First and goal for the Dogs. Lewis, snap, give. McCaleb follows his blockers. He's close to the goal line, taken down inside the 5. Down to the 3-yard line, second down and goal, and Hickman County knocking on the door.
We'll have second and goal coming up.
And there's a penalty marker on the field,
Throw against Hickman County.
and that'll back him up. And Aiden, I feel like I'd be remiss if I said this, but death, taxes, and holding penalties on a big run. It seems like it never fails. So the Bulldogs now first and goal from the 15 instead of second and goal from the 3.
And, Josh, what they always say is nothing is easy. So the Bulldogs are going to have to persevere right here on this next play.
Lewis under center, snap, give the Street. Tries to accelerate, but no gain on the play. Taken down at the 15.
Second down and goal.
So second and goal from the same spot. And if you're Hickman County, you cannot let that demoralize you, that penalty. You're still just a handful of plays away from finding pay dirt. The Bulldogs trying to mix it up there. They don't want to become too predictable by giving it to Caleb too often in a row. So trying to utilize Street there. I don't hate the call by any means, but well defended by the Indians. Lewis. Snap. It's a give. They try that fake sweep. And nothing going for the Dogs. Braden Armstrong taken down. And the ball came out, but they were blowing the whistle, so his forward progress should have been stopped. And they will say it was stopped.
Third down and goal.
So third down and goal now backed up near the 20-yard line, about the 16-yard line. So after the big field position acquisition from the Bulldogs, they've only been going backwards with just over 90 seconds to play in this first quarter. Lewis motions Armstrong, snap. It's a sweep. Armstrong patiently waiting for something to open up. Bounces around the edge, tries to cut back around to the right, and nowhere to go, and he's taken down at the 15.
Fourth down and goal.
Now, see, that seemed like a lose-lose situation there for Armstrong. Whether he kept going around to the left, nothing there. Whether he cut back to the right, nothing there. So I respect Armstrong for trying to make a play, but Hickman County looks like they're bringing on Parker Lambert and the field goal team. Parker Lambert.
And so far, Josh, with Parker Lambert's first season playing football, he's done great as a kicker.
Well, Aiden, I believe you've invoked what is called the announcer's curse. So let's see. The snap is good. The hold is bobbled, and Lambert, no good.
Indians take over on down.
So
45
the next
seconds to
time
go.
Hickman County has a kicker on the field, I will be putting duct tape over the mouth of Aiden Weber. 36 seconds to play in this first quarter, but really, Aiden, I'm going to think about this. Even if that field goal is made there by Lambert, you had the ball first and goal at the 10-yard line because of the field position your defense gave you. And anything but a touchdown almost feels like a loss. And if you're Montgomery Central, that was the best case scenario, was holding them to no points. But I think they were just thinking, hold them to 3. But Montgomery Central with new life. 0-0 still your score at Kenneth Mo Wright Stadium. Snap. Wants to throw. Quick swing pass out to the left. Trying to spin out of a tackle and does, dragging some Bulldogs with him towards the chains. Taken out of bounds just shy of the sticks. It'll be a 2nd down and 1 for the Indians. And what's interesting is, Aiden, I don't know if there's some sort of technical difficulty, but there's no play clock for these guys to look at or to refer to. So that might be a cause for a lot of the penalties as well, not being prepared. You're not sure how much time you have. So that's going to be an obstacle going forward for both of these teams. And that will take us to the end of the first quarter. At the end of 1, your score, Hickman 0, Montgomery Central 0. We'll be right back.
This broadcast of Friday Night Lights on WNKX is brought to you by Ascension St. Thomas Hickman Hospital. MLEC and ML Connect, your trusted source for power and broadband. Pizza Hut of Centerville. McDonald Funeral Home and the McDonald Family. Heritage Bank and Trust, and Three Rivers Community Health Group in Lyles. We appreciate these trusted local businesses for making this broadcast possible. We will return in just a moment.
And welcome back to WNKX live on YouTube and Facebook. We appreciate you tuning in tonight. We're about to start the second quarter of action, and you may be thinking, if you're just tuning in, my goodness, the second quarter at 8:30? Well, there was a weather delay that postponed the action here. We had kickoff at 8:10 with the homecoming festivities taking place in the gym. Snap. Montgomery Central wants to throw another pass out to the right. Incomplete. Braden Armstrong was bearing down, so even if that pass is caught, we might have been seeing a hit stick by Mr. Armstrong. So on that last pass completion, the one before the quarter ended, they did actually give Montgomery Central a first down. So that first down pass there was incomplete. 2nd down and 10 from the 30 for the Indians. Quarterback in the pistol. 3 receivers to the right. Snap. Give up the middle. Has a hole. Breaks a tackle. Tries to get around the edge. Armstrong there initiating contact, and the ball's loose. Armstrong has it, and they blew the whistle at the moment of contact. So that is twice now that Hickman County should have had a turnover, and Armstrong was going for 6. There was no one to stop him, Aiden. And usually you blow the whistle after they're, engaged for a couple seconds, not when the contact's made initially. I mean, that's just tough there. I mean, the officials are talking it over, so maybe they overturn it. But in high school ball, Aiden, we don't have replay technology, unfortunately. Well, let's see what the officials discuss, though.
Yeah, Josh, replay is something we definitely wish we did have, but it just shows you never know what can happen.
Of course, and on that last play, there was a Montgomery Central player down with an injury, so that's the reason for the stoppage. And he's up on his feet now. Looks like he's walking under his own power. We hope that young man's all right.
Someone left a stadium chair in the gym from earlier. If you left a stadium chair,
and Aiden, we were just informed that the play clock for tonight is actually handled by the officials, so they're going to give a countdown whenever there's some big, like a 10-second countdown, 5-second countdown to let these offenses know when they have to get a play off. So it's definitely unique for these players to have to adjust to. So a 3rd down and 4 after another blessing given to the Indians. Snap. They're going to give it on 3rd down, and he's going to move the chains and wrapped up beyond the 45, down to the 47. So following the chain mover, snap, quarterback in the gun, wants to pass, fires deep down the right sideline, incomplete. Now, Aiden, if he throws that in stride as opposed to throwing it to the back shoulder, that might be 6 points for the Indians. So Quarterback unable to find his man.
And
A
Josh
break there for the Dogs.
And Josh, if you're Hickman County, you have to watch out for that. I mean, they may start throwing the ball now, so we may have to make some adjustments.
Now, Aiden, they have been passing a little bit so far in this game, but it's been just short passes, swing passes out in the flat. But now they're showing their bravery. They're not afraid to take a deep shot. Quarterback in the gun, snap, give on the sweep. Oh, but he's taken down quick and dropped at the 45 for a loss. But there is a penalty again. Braden McCaleb there on the tackle. And it looks like it will be against the Indians. It'll be a holding call. So yet another holding penalty. We've seen a lot of those for each of these sides. And Coach Smith elects to accept the penalty. Which, Aiden, I don't think you could go wrong with either decision there. If you decline it, you got a third down and long. You accept it. Now they're backed up even further. So they like to take the yards instead, play the field position game, and I can't say I hate that. So they got 3 receivers to the left, quarterback in the gun, running back to his right. Or to his left, rather, I'm sorry. Snap. Give. On the inside zone. McCaleb there on the initial contact, and a pack of dogs there to bring him down. Not much going, maybe a yard if that. So the decision to accept the holding call pays off big for Coach Smith so far. Now it's a third down and long from the Indians' own 39-yard line. It'll be a third and about 19 or 20 yards. 3 receivers again to the left. Quarterback in the gun. Hickman County defense giving some cushion, it looks like, in the secondary. Snap, they want to throw. Rolls left. Pressure coming. He's out of the pocket. Looks to fire to the sideline. Incomplete. He juggled it.
That pass is incomplete.
So that pass would have been well shy of the line to gain anyway. So Hickman County with some great coverage, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket, making him uncomfortable. And the Bulldogs are going to force the punt. And if the last punt goes anything like the first one, Hickman County might be in a position to get some good starting field position here. So he'll be punting from his own 25. Armstrong back to return at his 35-yard line. The snap on the money. The punt's away. It's a shallow one. Armstrong lets it roll, takes a Montgomery Central bounce down to the 25, down to the 24. So Hickman County, 76 yards to go to find the end zone.
More homecoming results for you in boys volleyball. The freshmen finished 4th, the sophomores finished 3rd, the juniors finished 2nd, and the seniors were victorious.
Well, how about that, Aiden? We just heard an announcement. The seniors have won boys volleyball for homecoming week. Congratulations, seniors.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been great if the sophomores pulled it out. I did play, but we ended up coming in 3rd.
Maybe some bias there from you, maybe, Aiden. I mean, you're like 6'5". I mean, I feel like you'd be dominant. So under 10 minutes to play in the first half. Dogs at their own 24. Lewis snap. It's going to give. It looks like Street up the middle. And a nice gain there by Street, taking it down near the line to gain at the 35. And that'll move the chains for a Bulldog first down. So, Aiden, it's crazy what can happen when you're not being brought back by penalties. I mean, Street with a big carry there. Bulldogs on the move. Under center, snap, Lewis. Gives up the middle. That was Street again on the carry. Gets about 3 yards for a second down and 7. So we see number 23, Eli Johnson, take the field. Of course, with these conditions, with the injuries, we'll probably see a lot of substitutions here, trying to keep the freshest legs out there on the field. Lewis under center, 2nd and 7, snap. It's going to be a give to the left. And a pile there. McCaleb on the carry. They'll get down to the 42-yard line to set up a 3rd down and 3. 3rd and a long 3, short 4 for the Dogs. So these are the run plays you really like to see if you're a coach. Just chunk after chunk, really wearing down the defense, setting up these 3rd down and manageables, and potentially even a 4th down and manageable if you need to convert one. But you have to keep moving forward. Keep the legs churning. Snap. Give. Hutchison, his first carry of the game, goes for a Bulldog 1st down.
Taylor Hutchinson on the carry, and that's a Four Seasons Outdoors 1st down.
So Hutchison, so dynamic, so explosive, so athletic.
Hutchinson
Takes it near midfield. They'll mark him down at the 49-yard line. The Dogs inching closer to Indian territory. Lewis under center. Johnson out wide to the right. Snap. Lewis gives. And tries for a bit of an end around there. To Street. Not much there for the Bulldogs senior. He'll get about a yard on the carry. 2nd down and 9. Ball be spotted at midfield.
4th place went to the freshmen. 3rd place to the seniors. 2nd place to the sophomores, and 1st place to the juniors. You can see those fence displays.
And congratulations to the junior class who were the winners of the fence decoration. Congratulations to those young men and women. Snap. Give. McCaleb has some room in Indian territory. Inside the 40. Inside the 35. Down at the 32-yard line. 1st down, Hickman County.
So far, Josh, McCaleb has had a great game. He has been the driving force for Hickman County.
Absolutely. And I think the biggest thing about that carry by McCaleb, no flags. And a timeout is called by Montgomery Central as they try to get their wits about them. It's been all Braden McCaleb so far here at Kenneth Moe Wright Stadium.
As they celebrate their 50th anniversary. In the class of 1980.
We heard it announced just a few moments ago by Matthew Dotson, the PA announcer. The class of 1980 is here tonight celebrating their 45th anniversary. Congratulations to all of those. It's always cool to see a reunion, all these familiar faces get to see each other once more after life takes you in your separate directions. Also, the football team of 1975 having their own reunion tonight as well. So if you were unable to make it, you happen to be listening to this stream, we miss you. And thank you very much for your contributions to Hickman County High School. Give to Hutchison up the middle. Hutchison gets about 6 yards on the carry.
7 yards for number 6. Number 6 goes for 7 yards.
So the ball will be spotted at the 25-yard line. So they'll actually give him 7 yards on the carry. Number 6 goes for 7. 2nd down and 3 for the Dogs. Lewis under center. Snap. Give. Still on his feet, turning forward. Down inside the 20 is McCaleb. Down at the 17. And that is another Bulldog 1st down. Aiden, it feels like Hickman County's already gotten more 1st downs in this first half of play than they have the last 3 weeks combined. So hopefully a sign of things to come. Hickman County trending upwards, it looks like. Lewis again under center. Johnson out wide to the left.
Jack Floyd's a close third.
Snap. Lewis gives. Oh my goodness, and Street. A nasty tackle and flags fly. as Montgomery Central had their hands all over Street's face mask. So the penalty certainly against Montgomery Central, but what it is yet, we still do not know. We can make our assumptions. And it will be a face mask, a personal foul called against the Indians, and that moves Hickman County even closer. They'll spot it just inside the 15 at the 14-yard line.
How much did we just gain? Did we just
For-
get 5 yards?
For a first down and 7.
How did we just get 5?
So Lewis under center. Snap. Lewis gives. And that was Street there on the carry yet again. Gets a yard or 2 on the play.
Gains a couple, that'll bring up second down.
He just lowered his shoulder and tried to make the most out of what looked like nothing. And Aiden, we're also joined in the booth at this time by Hickman County football legend Braden Folks, a star receiver for Hickman County High School, is joining us in the booth today. We always value his presence. A great young man, a great player during his time at Hickman County.
That was after the 10th.
Lewis gives. That's Hutchison. Has a lane up the middle to the goal line. Touchdown, Hickman County. Taylor Hutchison strikes first.
That's a Doug's fireworks touchdown. Boom!
6 points for number 6. And Hutchison picking up where he left off. He was the man who found the end zone at the end of the game last week against Lewis County. And we said, Aiden, maybe that game didn't go so well for the Bulldogs, but it's how they finished it. They left that game knowing we scored 6 points. And they translated that here tonight. And now they take a 7-0 lead after the Parker Lambert PAT. Hickman County with their first lead in weeks, and it's a good feeling, Aiden. I know it feels even better for those guys on the field.
Following the 7-yard run by Taylor Hutchinson.
There's a Bulldog shaking up on the field after the PAT. And that's Kincaid Green on the ground. Hopefully nothing too serious. The officials and trainers now checking on him. So Kincaid, of course, a freshman for this team. Very athletic young man, very talented athlete.
And Josh, we hope it's nothing serious, as we talked about earlier, how the conditions of the weather may affect injuries like it did at Fairview. So hopefully it's nothing too bad.
Yeah, for sure, Aiden. And, we saw a player for Montgomery Central go down earlier in the ball game, and now we see Green go down. And, hopefully it doesn't become a common theme for the game going forward. But the difference is, the Indian player that was down got up pretty quickly, was walking off under his own power. Green seems to be in a lot of pain out there on the field. We don't want to assume what happened. I didn't really see what could have caused the injury. But there are 4 minutes and 43 seconds to play in this first half, and Green on his feet, being helped off the field, but he is walking now under his own power. It doesn't look like he's limping too much. So hopefully be good. Hopefully he will be good to go for the rest of this game. Now, Aiden, something I'll say. Yesterday we know, you were telling me earlier how you guys had to stay inside due to heat index. Is that correct for the kickball game? You played in the gym instead of on the softball field. Tonight, very different story. Thanks to the rain and storms that we saw. Definitely a cold front came in. The wind feels great up here. The press box gets very warm very quickly. So maybe the weather wasn't such a bad thing after all.
Assisted by Aiden Weber, Jack Floyd doing the camera work tonight. So you can watch this game being live streamed on the WNKX YouTube channel.
And Lambert's kick is a low. Oh, it's a missile. Oh, my goodness, it's loose. The Dogs have it. The Bulldogs have it. Parker Lambert kicked an absolute missile.
Jackson Smith
Parker Lambert might be arrested for homicide. Oh my goodness. And the ball is spotted at the 47. That was electric. How about special teams tonight, Aiden? Special teams, special players, special plays for these Hickman County Bulldogs.
I like that, Josh.
So the Dogs on first down up the middle. Room. McCaleb on his feet. Down inside the 45. And a penalty comes in late. That is a Bulldog first down. But that might have been on the Indians. Maybe a face mask against Montgomery Central on McCaleb. So the Dogs will add even more to this run. Yes, it will be a personal foul face mask against the Indians. So, Aiden, we know it's a game of momentum. This is the most excited I've seen this Hickman County fan base in some time. The momentum is solely with the Dogs thus far.
Definitely, and hopefully, Josh, they can keep this momentum moving forward.
The ball spotted inside the 20, so that is red zone football now for the Bulldogs. Lewis under center, Keithley out wide to the right. Snap. It's a give. Armstrong to the left. Has some room. Shifting his way through tacklers. Still on his feet. Braden Armstrong to the end zone. Touchdown, Hickman County.
Armstrong from 19.
Braden Armstrong, a 19-yard carry. And Kenneth Moe Wright Stadium is rocking on homecoming night. So Parker Lambert on now to attempt the PAT. No, they're going for two. Lambert stays on the sideline. Lewis under center. Snap. Give up the middle. Plowing his way in. Who else but Braden McCaleb? The two-point try is good. The Hickman County Bulldogs now lead the Montgomery Central Indians 15-0. With 4 minutes and 17 seconds left to play in the first half. Winning is fun, Aiden, wouldn't you agree?
Oh, yeah, Josh. I mean, the energy here at Hickman County is great right now, and hopefully the energy from the offensive could translate to the defensive here in these next couple of plays.
Now, Aiden, of course, you know, it's still only a two-score game. 4 minutes still remain in this first half, so a lot's happened. Still a lot of game left to be played. These Bulldogs, you know, you can't get caught up in the emotions. You can't get lackadaisical. You have to keep your foot on the gas if you hope to beat a team like Montgomery Central. And, you know, with Lambert being on the kick, I don't even know if I want to call that an onside kick, what we just saw. Because onside kicks are usually soft, try to get a good bounce where your guys can run under it and beat the other team to the ball. But that was just a straight bullet right at somebody. He said, "You think you can catch this? I dare you to try." And during this time, let's remind you to check out the Hickman County High School YouTube channel. They have gained a lot of subscribers recently with all their wonderful presentations that they put on, student-led, by the way. So if you want to support these kids, we encourage you to do so by checking out the Hickman County High School YouTube channel. And that kick by Lambert is away. Not a whole lot on the return, taken down shy of the 30 at the 27, maybe the 28. So be first and 10 for the Indians. That kick also, Aiden, was also a missile, but thankfully for Montgomery Central, they were able to get out of the way.
The sophomores.
So the juniors, how about that? Aiden go back-to-back on competitions. They take home the flag competition. We had a bit of technical difficulties with our camera there. We apologize for that. Hopefully you weren't staring too long at that. You might have gotten motion sick. We can't give Jack too hard a time, though. He's only a freshman. He's trying his best. He's also a really good basketball player, so I'll give him some more slack. Thrown out to the left, caught. Looked like a bench route, and he's taken down. What a big hit by Street. Smith and Street there, oh my goodness. Bringing the boom. So a 3rd down and 3 for the Indians. Yes, it is already 3rd down. While that chaos was ensuing on our end, Hickman County forced no gain on the 1st down.
3rd down and 3. Make some noise.
So 3rd and 3 at the 36. The crowd fired up for this 3rd down. Snap. Give up the middle. Cuts up the field. Has some room in the dog territory and yanked down by Armstrong at the 45. But, Aiden, there is a flag thrown. And given the spot, maybe we see a holding call here. And it's a holding call against the Indians. That'll back them up. A big break for the Dogs. So now Aiden, considering that he got all that yards in that 3rd down play, the holding call won't back him up for a 3rd and long. They'll really just replay the down. And they'll back him up a little bit. Not the full 10 yards, though. It'll be about 3rd and 7 to go.
Once again, we need you to make some noise.
And the whistle blows just as the crowd's starting to get fired up. And Montgomery Central takes a timeout. So both of these teams looking to talk things over for this critical 3rd down, and I would say it is a very important 3rd down, Aiden, for this Montgomery Central team. Hickman County riding the momentum. Montgomery Central trying to turn that around.
In the skit, this is very controversial today. 4th place are the freshmen. 3rd place, juniors. 2nd place, seniors, and the sophomores won the skit.
Aiden, congratulations. Your class, the sophomores, taking home the skit. 1st place in the homecoming festivity.
In 4th place, you guessed it, the freshmen. 3rd place, juniors. 2nd place, sophomores, and the seniors win the pep rally.
And the seniors take home the pep rally, one that's centered around school spirit. So congratulations to the seniors taking home the pep rally.
Coming up in just a few moments.
Now, Aiden, it has certainly been a tough showing for the freshmen, but they're still adjusting to high school life. They have plenty of years to win homecoming. But we're back following the timeout. 3rd down and 7 for the Indians. The Bulldogs looking to get off the field. Quarterback in the gun. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Snap. Rolls right. Wants to throw. Fires. And it's caught. A nice throw and catch for a 1st down, Montgomery Central at the 40. And that was a big 3rd down conversion by Montgomery Central. They needed that in a big way. That was a big-time completion by their QB. So again, quarterback in the gun, 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Running back in the backfield alongside him. Snap. Wants to throw again. Fires it out. Incomplete. In and out of the hands. And with the referees, didn't it blow it dead? The official's keeping it live. And he's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Bulldogs. The side judge did not blow it dead, but we heard some whistles flying in from some other referees. Some confusion here on Bratton Field. And it's looking like it will stay with the Indians. So we got excited for no reason. That was Jackson Smith there on the recovery. That was a great heads-up play because even though it doesn't count, that shows you're paying attention. It shows you're being locked in to the action.
And I guess, Josh, that just shows the IQ of the young Smith out there.
Absolutely. Nobody keeping their head in the clouds on this defense. So after that play, 2nd down and 10. They're going to throw again on the out route. Some yards on the carry. He'll get about 6. So what I've noticed about this pass defense, Aiden, is that they're giving a lot of cushion underneath. Now, we saw earlier they almost got beat deep, so I think they're trying to commit, not letting that happen again. But, I mean, these bench concepts, these quick out routes, really hurting the Bulldogs whenever they're able to connect on them. So another 3rd down from the 46-yard line, 3rd and 4. Just over 2 minutes to play in the first half. Snap. It's bobbled. The ball's on the ground, and the quarterback has to fall on it, and a flag is thrown. And that was Rainola on the pressure, forcing the quarterback to fall on it. But another flag is thrown. You know, Aiden, that play happened so fast, I'm not sure how they even had time to commit a penalty. But I'm not one to argue with the officials. The chain gang still showing 4th down over there on their signifier. So it looks like it's probably going to be against Montgomery Central, declined by the Bulldogs. John Michael Lewis signaling to Coach Smith that he wants to decline the penalty. So 4th and long, Armstrong back deep to return a pretty decent punt from this Indian punter last time. They're going to need another one here to pin the Dogs back deep. The snap is low, bounces, fielded on the hop. But he's able to get the punt off. It's a low line drive. Kicks and takes a little bit of a Montgomery Central roll down to the 35.
34-yard line of Hickman County.
So 1st and 10 with 2 minutes left to play. The Bulldogs, Aiden, plenty of time to get more points on the board.
Definitely, Josh. I mean, we have about 2 minutes left into this first half, and I mean, so far the Bulldogs have played great in this second quarter.
So, Aiden, we heard the results announced for the homecoming parade. I know you spoke very highly of the homecoming parade. Were you a fan?
Yeah, I did. I actually rode in it, and it was very fun.
The first down play given. There's a lot of room for McCaleb, rumbling down into Indian territory. They'll mark him at the 47.5-yard line for a Bulldog first down. Have yourself a game, Braden McCaleb. Now, even though McCaleb wasn't the one to score the Bulldog touchdowns, he has certainly been a reason they've gotten so close to the end zone. Street on the end around, taking it down close to the 40, to the 41. A nice gain on the first down carry. It'll be a 2nd down and 3 for the Dogs. 7 yards for Street. Snap, Lewis gives McCaleb, but they were ready for it. Whistle blows, timeout called by Hickman County by Coach Smith, wanting to preserve some of this clock while also trying to talk over a viable plan on this 3rd down.
Mr. Lawson's board game float. Congratulations. 2nd place was HOSA and FFA's Operation Float. And in 1st place, the brilliant JROTC Battleship. We had some outstanding floats by our clubs and our individual students this year. Again, a fantastic homecoming parade.
So, Aiden, did you have a favorite homecoming parade float this year? And can you kind of describe it to our listeners that weren't able to be there?
Yeah, the winners that Dotson announced here at the stadium, their flow was kind of like a cage, at least, showing the Indians. So it's very creative. It looked like it took a lot of hard work. But yeah, they were definitely deserving of the first place.
And on the 3rd down carry goes to Armstrong. And a bit of an altercation there after the whistles blow. No flags.
With a 3rd and 2.
So I could have sworn, Aiden, it was 4th down this play, but the line judge says 4th. Lewis on the quarterback keeper. We don't see this too often. And he's yanked down
And Lewis is brought down.
close to the line of scrimmage. So maybe some miscommunication.
4th down coming up for Hickman County.
So 4th down for the Dogs. The ball spotted at the 41, 4th down and 3 for the Dogs. Under 30 seconds to play. And the clock continues to wind. Hickman County in no rush, it appears. 20 seconds.
Why is this a thing? Why is this popular?
Now 10 seconds.
What is this in the context of? What's he even talking about?
So are the Bulldogs going to let this clock run down all the way to halftime? And they will. So Hickman County chooses to play it safe, but you can afford to do so when you're leading like they are. At the end of the first half, your score, Hickman County 15, Montgomery Central nothing. When we come back, Montgomery Central will be returning the second half kickoff. A lot more action left here on WNKX. We're going to take a short break. Get yourself refreshed, grab a drink, grab a snack, use the bathroom if need be, and we'll return with third quarter action here at Hickman County High School.
It's because it's Dogs Got Game. That's the theme of homecoming. This might be the first time this song's ever
And welcome back to WNKX Live. We are just under 3 minutes away from the second half kickoff here from Hickman County High School. It's been homecoming tonight here at Kenneth Moe Wright Stadium. We had the ceremony in the gym due to the weather delay, the lightning and rain. That was a fun time. We did have a delayed kickoff. Kickoff was at 8:10 p.m. tonight, a little over an hour longer than what we usually expect for a kickoff on Friday nights. But for the most part, Aiden, I would say it's looked pretty good for the Bulldogs. Now, there's still a whole half to play. They have to keep their foot on the gas. But currently they lead 15-0 over the Montgomery Central Indians. And what are some things you saw in that first half, Aiden, that really stood out to you?
Josh, to me, they just played with a lot more energy. They just was playing more hard than what they have these past couple of weeks, honestly. And, I mean, everything went good for you. You couldn't have asked for a better ending of a first half. And hopefully all that momentum will lead to the second half where they can just shut down Montgomery Central.
Yeah, for sure. And we say the M word a lot, the momentum word, and how important that is in any sport, but especially here in football. You know, the homecoming crowd, everyone here is packed in. Even considering the lightning and rain delays, the fans are still here to support these guys, and we absolutely love the community we have here in Hickman County. And I'm sure these guys on the sideline appreciate it as well. Hearing that roar whenever they do something good, it has to be a good feeling for these guys. And they're certainly, you know, paying that energy forward by you know, giving the fans something to cheer about. You know, we've seen Braden Armstrong go to the house already tonight. We saw Taylor Hutchison score a touchdown as well. Those two guys were the ones to find the end zone, but I don't think they would have been in scoring position if it wasn't for guys like Jaden Street or guys like Braden McCaleb. Braden McCaleb has really been a dominant force in this game. They have had a hard time stopping it. It seems like he's getting 5-6 yards per carry, if not more than that. So I'm looking forward to seeing McCaleb's dominance roll over into the second half, and hopefully he can find the end zone for his own personal stat sheet. But, Aiden, what I think we should address, though, you know, you don't want to only look at the good and ignore the bad, or else you can't grow and learn. Hickman County has been penalized a lot in this game. There have been a lot of flags thrown. We saw that one drive where they had the ball. They took over first down and goal at the 10-yard line, but they weren't able to score because of holding calls, because of delay of games. Those kinds of penalties have plagued Hickman County so far, but thankfully for them, it hasn't impacted the results thus far, because they're up 2 scores, 15-0. But if they keep playing like that, who knows, maybe that'll come back to haunt them before the game's over. So you need to tighten up a little bit when it comes to penalties. But overall, offensively, keep doing what you're doing. Keep trusting your playmakers. Keep moving the ball down the field. But you do want it to look a little bit cleaner.
Definitely, Josh. And, I mean, just like you said, they're not in trouble yet. But what about in those late moments, those late minutes of the game? Those plays really matter. And so you can't have penalties like that happening that late in the game.
And it was just announced that seniors were the overall winners of homecoming. Parker Lambert kicks it away to the Indians, fielded inside the 10. Trying to make it to the 15, but he is blasted inside the 15. Jamison Keithley bringing the boom. Pittman there as well. Hickman County special teams came to play tonight.
Indians will have it 1st and 10 on their own 13-yard line.
So the Indians 1st and 10. The official spot is around the 14.
You're like, what, 16 years old? Do you stretch your back?
Quarterback in the gun. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Wants to throw, swings out to the left. Leads his man upfield. Oh my goodness!
Pass is complete, but he is stopped by number 15, Jacoby Pittman on the hit. That's a hit stick.
Aiden, I'm not sure if we can show that on television. That was a huge hit. Oh my goodness, Mr. Pittman. So this defense certainly has not lost a step thus far between the special teams coverage and the big hit right there by Pittman. Another pass short. The pass is low. It might have taken a bounce, but the officials rule it a catch.
That ball was caught at the 16-yard line.
At the 16-yard line, Pittman was there in on the tackle. Not much going. Third down and 8.
For the Indians.
It's the ball at the 16. Third and 8 for the Indians. Hickman County with a quick opportunity to force a 3 and out. So quarterback in the gun, 2 receivers right, 2 left. Running back flanking him to his right. Snap, rolls right, looks to throw, fires over the middle, and it's caught at the 25. Tackled quickly. And, you know, Aiden, what I saw there on that play, it looked like a bit of a blindside block. Montgomery Central came in, lowered the shoulder from behind on a player that wasn't really looking or involved in the play, so the officials just didn't see it, or maybe they thought it didn't warrant the penalty. But for Montgomery Central, you got to be careful. You know, you don't want to put yourself or dig yourself into a deeper hole.
What are you doing?
So quarterback in the gun again, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Snap, give, up the middle, has a hole, sheds off a tackle, gets beyond the 40 but is wrapped up. That'll be a first down by plenty for Montgomery Central, and a flag flies.
There is a flag on the field.
That penalty came in late. It looks like they're walking backwards, but waiting for the officials to talk things over. And it's a personal foul called against Montgomery Central, so perhaps an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. We saw some players exchanging words on the field, and the official threw the flag, where a couple of players were conversing. So that'll negate the big first down play, or the big third down conversion, rather. It will stay 1st and 10, with just over 10 minutes to play in the third quarter. First down at the 26. Snap, looking, fires deep, one-on-one, Street in coverage, and it is incomplete. Street was doing a good job keeping his body between the receiver and the football, making that a very difficult catch. But that's the second time now, Aiden, that Montgomery Central's aired the ball out. They're still not afraid. They haven't connected yet, but they have been able to find those one-on-one matchups that the coaches like, and maybe eventually one will break big for them. So 3 receivers to the left, no one to the right, quarterback in the gun. Snap, wants to throw, fires over the middle, caught quickly on a slant route, taken down beyond the 30, down to the 33.
Armstrong, Street.
So there were a pack of dogs there. Keithley, Smith, McCaleb, and Street, just a few names there, a part of the pile.
Third down.
Hickman County's defense so good at recognizing who has the ball and attacking and swarming the ball carrier. So a 3rd down and 4 for Montgomery Central. Quarterback again in the gun. 2 men right, 2 left. Snap. Quick throw out to the right. Hickman County was ready for it. Hutchison jumped the gun.
Taylor Hutchinson in the coverage.
And Taylor Hutchison was ready to make a play. If that pass, if he tries to lead his receiver upfield instead of just throwing it over his head and behind him, Hutchison is either A, laying a big hit, or B, taking that back the other way for a pick 6. Either way, a great job of awareness there by Taylor Hutchison. And that'll force Montgomery Central to punt it away. Braden Armstrong back deep to return at his own 40.
And Josh, that just shows Taylor Hutchison. We saw him score in the first half. That just shows how good he is offensively and defensively.
The punt is away. Fading to the right side of the field. It takes an Indian bounce inside the 35, and it rolls down to the 33-yard line. And that's where Hickman County will start.
2-yard line. Hickman County will have it there. First down and 10, 9-10 to go.
And, you know, something small I want to point out, Aiden, is I love Jacoby Pittman's energy. I mean, he's coming off the field, coming on the field. He's got his arms up in the air, telling everybody to get hype. I mean, he is trying to supply some energy to this team, and he has been such a great presence for this team thus far in this game.
Josh, you know, he's bringing the energy, but I think it's this homecoming week. I mean, the Bulldogs have played phenomenal. It just seems like they've had more energy and more pride out there on the football field.
Absolutely, and you love to see these guys excited. I mean, we know football, as much as it can feel like a chore sometimes, it's also, you know, it's also fun for these guys. It's a game at the end of the day. Street gets around the edge, cuts back inside. Jaden Street showing off that change of direction ability, stopping near the sideline, cutting back inside, able to pick up a few more on the carry. But yeah, Aiden, so football is a very taxing sport emotionally, physically, but it's nice to see these guys, you know, playing loose, having fun out there on the field in front of this nice big hometown crowd. Second down and short, 2 yards to go to move the chains for the Dogs.
And Josh, I don't know if this matters a lot for football, but I just got insight from Mr. Dotson that Christmas is 97 days away.
Still feels a little too early for that, but McCaleb has it in Indian territory. Still on his feet, plowing down inside the 40.
Down to the 38-yard line of the Indians, and that's an Apex Bank first down, Hickman County. Levi Eisenhuth leading the way there on the block.
So Eisenhuth there on the block for the Dogs. Ball spotted at the 38.
I do it every game. It's tradition.
But Aiden, that is a very interesting point. Christmas 97 days away. How about that? Although we're not even to Halloween yet.
Not even close.
Yeah, it's about 6 7 hours. Like 3 or 4.
Are you taking that girl to Sonic?
So after the McCaleb first down, Lewis under center.
Just say, hey, will you drive me to Sonic?
Snap, Lewis gives Armstrong. Tries to jump cut inside, pushing the pile forward a little bit. And he'll get about 4 yards on the carry.
Brayden said he dropped.
So second down and 6. 8 minutes to play in the third quarter. So Armstrong coming off the field, at least for a play. Lewis under center again. Keithley out wide right. This play has taken a while to develop, maybe some miscommunication. And they get the snap off, no penalty, up the middle, it's McCaleb. And that'll move the chains for another Bulldog first down.
And Josh, it seems like Montgomery Central just has not been able to contain McCaleb so far in this game.
And it takes a really good team to do that, and not to take anything away from Montgomery Central. But Braden McCaleb, he is a force to be reckoned with on the field. There's a reason they trust him so much with the ball in his hands. And I think what's also been really fun to watch about McCaleb is his evolution this year. Earlier in the year, in weeks past, he's been turning the ball over probably more than he'd liked. I mean, we saw quite a few fumbles from McCaleb, but with these recent carries, he's been covering the ball with 2 hands, lowering his shoulder, and letting his power do the work. That's a give to Hutchison, trying to bounce it outside, but he swung down well behind the line. So Hutchison has been usually a guy reliable, getting a lot of positive yards, but a rare exception right there where the Indians are able to wrap him up and take him down to the backfield. But McCaleb certainly has just been getting better and better as the season goes along, and he's been such a fun young man to watch. But that play goes for about a loss of 3 or 4, second down and long for the Dogs. Snap. Oh, it's going to be a little trickery there. fakes the hand to Hutchison, and they give to Street. He gets back close to the original line of scrimmage, 3rd down and 10, with 5.5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. So the Dogs inside the 30. 3rd and 10. Keithley wide left. Snap. They're going to give it. That's McCaleb. Oh, he stiff arms the man. He dribbles him. And he takes it down inside the 20. And he is close to the marker. He'll be about a couple of yards shy.
2 yards to go for the Dogs.
Now, we saw in weeks past, even earlier in this game, they're not afraid to run Parker Lambert out there to attempt a field goal. But only 2 yards to go. McCaleb's been moving the ball really well. I don't see why you don't keep the offense out there, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. Parker Lambert still on the sideline.
Audrey Davidson, Atticus Lane, and John Michael Lewis. Congratulations to our homecoming court. 4th and 2.
So 4th down and 2. Whistles blow. Timeout Bulldogs. Their first of the half.
4:06 to go. We're also
So with 4 minutes and 6 seconds left to play in this 3rd quarter, Dogs lead 15 to nothing.
folks is up here visiting in the box. Make sure to stop by and have your picture with him before you leave. Appreciate Braden folks joining us.
So, Aiden, we heard announced just a little bit ago as the game was about to resume in the 3rd quarter, the seniors won homecoming. Now, is that any surprise to you at all?
No, Josh. Honestly, I think it's kind of rigged for the Saviors' favor, but I know you would probably disagree with how you shared that you did not win your senior year.
Yeah, I don't think it's rigged. Maybe rigged against us specifically, but rigged in general, for only the seniors, who knows. I don't make assumptions. But congratulations to the seniors, and congratulations to Edwin Wright and Riley Vane, the homecoming king and queen, respectively.
And Josh, you have to give credit where credit's due. I mean, the seniors came on top in mostly every competition. So.
They did. You can't really deny them their victory. Of course, that must feel good for the seniors, but it'd feel even better for these senior football players to see a victory here tonight. 4th down and 2. They're going for it. Snap. Lewis gives a lot of room. Street towards the pylon is run out of bounds at the 1 yard line. That'll move the chains for the Bulldogs. And Jaden Street had a ton of room on that 4th down. What a play call by these Hickman County coaches. I feel like everyone on that Montgomery Central sideline was thinking surely they give it to their powerhouse Braden McCaleb up the middle to try to take the first down by force. But they don't do that. They play the east to west game. They run Street around the edge, and with his speed, good luck.
Dane, do you want to say the boom if we get in?
So 1st and goal for the Dogs at the 1. Lewis under center. Snap. Give. Hutchison around the edge. Stiff arm. All the way in. He'll coast for a touchdown. Hickman County. Hutchison's 2nd touchdown of the game. The Bulldogs now lead 21 to nothing.
Guns, fireworks, touchdown. Boom. Boom. Nathan Gilbert bringing the boom tonight.
So it seems like Aiden recently, Hickman County has decided to stop taking extra points. Now they're going for the 2-point conversions more often. But when you have guys like Braden McCaleb in the backfield, 2 yards has been pretty easy to come by for these Dogs.
Because he heard me say we're going from 6 to 7.
Lewis under center. Snap. Give. Lowers the shoulder. Jaden Street is in for a 2-point conversion. And he's tackled very late. No flags. Hickman County leads 23 to nothing. And this has been such a team effort tonight, Aiden. Not only is the defense stepping up and doing their job, But John Michael's being a great leader, taking snaps. Jaden Street's been excelling. Armstrong has been doing great. Michaela's been doing great. Hutchison's been doing great. Hickman County is really just firing on all cylinders. And whenever all their playmakers are doing their job, Hickman County is a tough team to beat. Now, the last few weeks may say otherwise because they've been some tough losses. But when Hickman County is playing their best, watch out.
Yeah, and Josh, I mean, for you to be successful as a team, everybody has to be playing well. Just like your body, if something's broken, then the rest of your body will probably feel kind of awkward, right? So that definitely has shown tonight that these Bulldogs have come together and played hard.
Good call, Aiden.
At Waverly on Tuesday in straight sets. They'll be playing their final home games of the season on Monday and Tuesday.
So as the Bulldogs are about to kick things away, Aiden, I think we need to remind everyone that this is the last home game for a few weeks. Hickman County starts a road stretch next week, September 26th. They're at East Robertson. And the week following, October 3rd, Hickman County will be on the road at Houston County before their bye week on October 10th. Then they will return home October 17th against East Nashville Magnet. So a big road stint coming up here these next few weeks. Aiden, I'm sure you're excited to travel with us on the road. WNKX will be bringing you the action. And Lambert, another low line drive that came off his foot at 150 miles an hour, rough estimation, of course. And run out of bounds. Beyond the 35, Armstrong runs him out of bounds.
Also in on the hit.
So some decent field position for the Indians to start this drive, with 3 minutes and 14 seconds to play in the third quarter.
Charlie.
Quarterback in the gun, two receivers right, two to the left, running back flanking him to his right.
Audrey edited it. I edited some funny
Snap, they want to throw. Pump fake. Now fires deep, one-on-one. Double covered, incomplete.
That pass is incomplete.
Pittman and Street both there on the coverage. It looked like Street for a moment might have been able to run that down and get the interception, but a little too strong over his head. Incomplete. Second down and 10 for Montgomery Central.
If you want to find more out about the fall sports here at HCHS, go to the HCHS YouTube channel and look for the Fall Sports Fun Time video.
And I also want to remind you yet again to check out the Hickman County High School YouTube channel. Those young students do such a great job putting together so many creative presentations, and Matthew Dodson is such a wonderful teacher and leader to those young students. So please show them some support. Snap, they want to throw it again. He rolls right. Fires incomplete. Not a bad throw considering it was well covered by Hutchison, but out of the reach of the receiver. Third down and long for the Indians. And it seems like in this second half, Aiden, Hickman County's defense has really made some big adjustments, and Montgomery Central has certainly staggered a little bit. They've flatlined, if you will. They haven't been able to get much going. Ball at the 38 after a couple of straight incompletions. Do they try going to the air again? They say third time's the charm. Quarterback in the gun, two receivers left, two to the right. Snap, looking to throw, a quick out route, high, caught. Cuts back inside. McCaleb, a big hit. And a flag flies. And Keithley's down on the field. A little shaken up. Maybe a block in the back or a hold. Or a blindside block of some sort. That's where the flag was thrown, in the direction of Keithley. The officials talking things over. And it looks like it will be against Montgomery Central. The officials begin marking the ball backwards. It is a personal foul, so certainly a blindside block, maybe of some sort. Unsportsmanlike conduct, something of that nature. Either way, it backs up the Indians a long way. Third down and 25. Under 3 minutes to play in the third. They'll spot the ball at the 24-yard line. Quarterback in the gun. Certainly a passing situation unless they want to play it conservative. They're going to throw. He's going to roll right. Looks to pass. He might tuck it and run. He fires across his body. Incomplete, overthrown. Street on the coverage. The receiver looking for a pass interference call. Nothing there. So a 4th down and 25. Looks like the Dogs will get off the field yet again. We appreciate you all tuning into our YouTube or Facebook live stream here tonight. Your support means so much to us. We appreciate you all encouraging and supporting these young men on the field as well, because that's what really it's all about. And if you haven't already, we encourage you to follow our Facebook page on WNKX, or if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and press that subscribe button if you haven't already to help us grow the channel so we can increase our production value, so we can give these guys the presentation they deserve. And a timeout is called on the field before this 4th and 25.
Including Miss Blackman, Miss Plunkett.
And I want to remind you all listening that the Relay for Life will be tomorrow at Buford McCord Park. It starts tomorrow evening at 5 p.m. So Montgomery Central out to punt things away to the Dogs. Armstrong back near midfield to return. The snap is good. The kick is away. It's not a very far kick. Takes a bounce at the 47 and takes a Indian roll down near the 35 at the 36.
37-yard line, 2:40 to go in the game.
So the Dogs looking to tack on to this 23-0 lead in an attempt to put this one out of reach.
Are you a fan of 90s television? Then we have just the show for you. Visit the HCHS YouTube channel to watch Saved by the Bell, the Hickman Years. The first 2 episodes are
And while we're waiting for these teams to get set for this next series, I really want to give credit to the Scarlet Regiment that was playing during halftime. Their theme was classic rock hits. They had Bohemian Rhapsody played. Paint It Black was just an example of what they were playing. And they sounded really well, especially under the leadership of this band has been great. They sound awesome. They had a wonderful playing of the national anthem earlier. I cannot give those young men and women enough credit. They have been wonderful to see develop and to play. Awesome. Cannot say enough about those guys, as well as a wonderful performance by our cheerleaders as well. Of course, they are well coached also.
Yeah, Josh, and I mean, the Dogs are up 23-0, and we still have a lot of fans here, and the band has definitely boosted our energy, I would say.
Certainly one of the unsung heroes. You know, when you think of great atmospheres like Neyland Stadium in Knoxville, Tennessee, you think of that Pride of the Southland band that plays Rocky Top. You know, bands really do play a big part in the energy of the fans, and that's no different at the high school level. Maybe not to the grand extent of some colleges, but it also serves its purpose here at Hickman County High School as well. So we want to give those guys credit and praise where it's due. So this has been a very long break in between series here. And are they going to replay the punt, Aiden? It looks like they are. So perhaps there was some sort of timeout called or a penalty marker that we missed. I'm not really sure what happened here. But the side marker over there still says 4th down, but they move it up to the 35-yard line or the 34. So they'll be punting it again. Armstrong back deep to return, this time standing in his own territory at the 45. So here to retry the punt. The snap is good, has plenty of time, and the kick is off his own man. And it's fielded by the punter. He's going to try to advance the ball. And he's thrown out of bounds by Hutchison.
The tackle, and Hickman County will take over on downs. First down,
Now,
Hickman
Aiden, shouldn't the ball have been blown dead right there? I mean, if you punt it away, the ball left his foot. It wasn't a fumble. It wasn't blocked. So if it's punted and touched by one of your own players, shouldn't that be a down football at the spot of where it landed? Now, maybe I'm just mixing the rules up there on that. You know, I know the high school rules can differ a little bit from college and professional, but it feels a little strange that you're allowed to advance the ball after your own punt misfires. But they'll spot the ball at the 38-yard line. Either way, great field position for the Bulldogs.
First down, Hickman County.
Lewis looking over to the sideline, wanting to confirm the play with Coach Smith. Snap. Give up the middle. That's McCaleb. Has a hole. Down the sideline. One man to beat. And he's taken down just shy of the goal line.
Brought down just shy of the goal line. There is a
And he's inside the 5, down close to the 1-yard line, but a penalty is thrown back near the 40. And it's a chop block called against the Bulldogs. And a tough break there for young McCaleb. That run had to feel good. I cannot imagine what it feels like to have a big play like that. You expend so much effort and physicality. You know, you're winded from running 40-plus yards just to see doesn't count. But if you can do it once, you can do it again. So I expect McCaleb to still get some more touches on this series.
Definitely, Josh. I mean, we both know that he will because he's been such a dominant force in this game.
And I'll tell you, McCaleb was a little banged up on the play. The trainers were out there examining him, but he is walking under his own power to the sideline. That was a pretty tough tackle he ate there inside the 5.
first homecoming dance we've had in quite a while here at HCA.
So McCaleb might be on the sideline for this next play, but probably won't be a permanent happenstance.
Another big thank you to Ben Bentley, Ms. Plunkett, Haley Carter, Allison Stanley, several others who made that happen. It was a fantastic time.
So the ball spotted at the Indian 48 after the chop block. First and 20 now for the Dogs after McCaleb's run was negated.
I already know that. I didn't even, why did I ask? At what time do I need to pick
Lewis
up
again
the
under
sign?
center. Johnson back out in the game, wide right as a receiver. Give, Armstrong. Look at that acceleration. Darts through the hole. Is spun down just short of the 30.
With a nice run down to the 31-yard line.
Gets down to the 31-yard line. So he gets all that penalty yard or yardage back and then some. So 4 yards to go on this second down play. The clock now winds under 2 minutes to play in this third quarter.
This third quarter.
Lewis under center. Second down and manageable. Johnson wide left. Snap. Give. Patiently waiting as Jaden Street finds a hole, ducks through a tackle, and takes it down inside the 25 for a Bulldog first down.
Probably like 2017, 2018. We played Houston County here on Saturday at noon.
So, Aiden, we're finally starting to see that multi-headed monster that is the Hickman County rushing attack that we saw at Harpeth all those weeks ago in week 1. Whether it's Street, whether it's Hutchison, whether it's McCaleb, whether it's Armstrong, these guys have all been getting positive yards, a lot of chunk plays from these Bulldogs. And I think what's made it so impressive isn't just their speed or their ability to change direction. It's their will and determination to not be tackled. They are these guys are hard to bring down no matter if it's a guy as big as McCaleb or a guy as nimble and shifty as Armstrong. So 1st and 10, whistles blow, flag on the field, delay a game against the Bulldogs. And of course, we mentioned earlier, there is no actual play clock running. The officials are the ones keeping up with it themselves. They give a hand signal countdown for the time remaining. But for football players that are used to having that big, bright clock to look at, it's a tough adjustment, and it's caught the Bulldogs a few times in this game.
Is John Michael out there doing this, Jack, or this?
So 1st down and 15 for the Bulldogs. Ball spotted at the 29-yard line.
I watched the original video. That's about the dumbest thing I've ever seen. It makes no sense. It's for a young boy.
Lewis under center.
It makes no sense.
Snap. Gibbs, Armstrong tries to get around to the left, but the Indians were ready for it, and he's met by a pack of them. Taken down, not much on the carry. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. They'll keep him at the 29-yard line. And that'll bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Your score at the end of 3. Your score, Hickman County 23, Montgomery Central nothing. One more quarter remains to decide a winner. We'll be right back on WNKX.
This broadcast of Friday Night Lights on WNKX is brought to you by Ascension St. Thomas Hickman Hospital. MLEC and ML Connect, your trusted source for power and broadband. Pizza Hut of Centerville. McDonald Funeral Home and the McDonald Family, Heritage Bank and Trust, and Three Rivers Community Health Group in Lyles. We appreciate these trusted local businesses for making this broadcast possible. We will return in just a moment.
Welcome back to WNKX Live on YouTube. We're about to start the 4th quarter of action here at Kenneth Moe Wright Stadium. Your Dogs are leading 23-0 over the Indians of Montgomery Central. And this 4th quarter, Aiden, is going to start at 10:01 p.m. Certainly a later night than what we're used to. The eyes are getting heavy, the voice is getting tired, but we're going to see this ball game through to the end. And it's been pretty easy for us tonight considering how good these Bulldogs have looked. Hickman County will have it 2nd down and 15. Snap, give. That's McCaleb upended inside the 25. Down to the 23-yard line. And a flag is just thrown there late. So McCaleb got the penalty yardage back, but an unsportsmanlike call is called against the Bulldogs, it looks like. So perhaps some words were exchanged there, Aiden, that were not very kind on the field, to say the least.
He was pointing at us.
So it'll back up the Bulldogs. So Aiden, still, there haven't been too many mishaps for the Dogs tonight as a whole, but penalties have certainly have to be a point of emphasis in practice next week, building up to the East Robertson matchup. I mean, you're gonna be able to get away with it tonight, but who's to say you'll get away with it in the weeks to come?
And just like I said earlier, Josh, I mean, when you're in those late moments of the game, you can't have those penalties.
Absolutely. And the ball's given to McCaleb on 3rd down and long. It'll get it down to the 33, but a flag flies. And it looked like there was a penalty marker thrown in the backfield, but perhaps it was picked up and waved off. There's nothing signaled by the officials. It'll be 4th down and about 20 yards to go to move the chains with 11 minutes to play here at Jerry Bratton Field. And the offense is staying out there, it looks like. Aiden, maybe we see John Michael try to air it out here. We've got Eli Johnson out there wide right. Maybe he gets it one-on-one, or perhaps we see a little pooch punt of sorts from Lewis. And John Michael backs up, and that's exactly what we're getting. A little punt, a booming punt, bounces in the end zone and rolls out the back for a touchback. So Montgomery Central will take over 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
2024 homecoming king, Braden folks. We're also joined by the class clown of the class of 2025, Charlie Glostad, here this evening. Charlie and Braden will be available for pictures following the game behind the press box. No autographs. They'll be taking pictures for about 6 or 7 minutes, so make sure you act quickly to get those pictures.
The first down pass thrown out to the right, a little bit behind him, a nice sliding catch. So the first down completion is just shy of the 25, marking out the 24-yard line. Second out and 7 for the Indians.
Hey, you want to say something to her?
Quarterback in the gun, 3 receivers left, snaps, rolls out left, wants to pass, tucks it, the ball's out. Oh, but it's fielded by another offensive player, but he gets blown up. Jamison Keithley bringing the boom.
Recovered by the Indians, and then Jackson Warren for the big hit for the Dogs.
Now it's Keithley there to force the fumble, and Warren was the one that laid the big hit. Third down and 5. And Aiden, what we've seen tonight from Hickman County is a very physical team on defense. They are not shying away from the big hit. So it's a third down and medium, 3 receivers right, quarterback in the gun. Snap, rolls right, wants to pass. Throw over the middle, he's open, incomplete. And Jacoby Pittman almost had the interception, but it hits the ground. Fourth down and 5 for the Indians. There he is, again, Aiden, that spark plug. Jacoby Pittman almost making another big play for this Bulldog team.
Yeah, Josh, so far he has had a great game. He's just so explosive and very quick on his feet.
You know, and I got to give credit, this hometown crowd. Of course, some people have filed out, but a lot of people have stayed here despite the late night. I have to give props to this Hickman County fan base. Snap, they're going to go for it. 4th and 5, he's going to throw, rolls right, fires! Incomplete. Braden Armstrong breaking it up with the hit. And Hickman County will take over 1st and 10 deep into Indian territory. So, Aiden, what we saw there, maybe the people watching didn't get that, but there was a Hickman County player sort of jawing trash, talking to another team, and Coach Smith said, we're not about that here. So, of course, it's always good to let your actions speak for you, but it also shows you the kind of leader and the kind of person that Coach Smith is as well, to let your play do the talking instead of your words. So, even though you're winning, you got to play with integrity, so all respect to Coach Smith right there. Lewis, snap, first down, give. Up the middle goes Armstrong. Gets a few and is German suplexed to the ground. He'll get a couple of yards, 2 or 3 on the first down carry. Under 9 minutes to play now in the ball game, 8:40 and counting. The Bulldogs knocking on the door. Lewis, snap. They're going to keep it on the ground. Tries to cut back inside, does Armstrong. Not much going. Takes it down to the 20.
We do want to wish good luck to the Hickman County Middle School cross-country teams as they'll be traveling to Buckner Park on Thursday for their sectional meet. Good luck to HCMS Cross Country. And congratulations to the HCMS girls golf team for winning the district championship earlier this week. Congratulations, HCMS.
So it'll be a 3rd and 5 for the Bulldogs.
3rd and 5, Hickman County.
Middle school's doing great.
Lewis under center. Keithley out to the left. Snap. Give them McCaleb. McCaleb cuts back inside. Has a lane. Cuts back again to the left. And again, just shy of the goal line. Somebody give Braden McCaleb the rock. Aiden, I think this young man deserves at least one touchdown before this game's over. He has gotten Hickman County inside the 5 so many times tonight. Give him a touchdown.
And Josh, to the fans watching, I mean, Braden McCaleb has proved what he is on this Bulldogs team here tonight.
Just because he hasn't been in the end zone yet doesn't mean he is not valuable, but he is lined up behind Lewis. So are we going to see it, Aiden? Snap. That's McCaleb plowing ahead. Touchdown, Hickman County. And you cannot help but feel happy for Braden McCaleb. He has done so much for this team in this game, and really all season is rewarded with a big touchdown right there to widen the lead 29-0 in favor of the Bulldogs. But there is a penalty marker down.
I think that was after the touchdown.
But it looked like it came in late, so at the very worst, it makes this a 2-point conversion or PAT a bit harder. But it looks like maybe there was a flag on both teams. The officials pointed both directions. It's a personal foul against Montgomery Central. So, Aiden, what that does, that should set up Hickman County at the 1-yard line for this 2-point conversion. The offense stays out there. Lewis underneath. Snap. Give. Darting up the middle is Armstrong. And that 2-point conversion is good.
There's a flag on the field. 72 in Jackson 1. Keep going at it.
So your score, Hickman 31, Montgomery Central nothing.
Flag called against the Dogs.
And this flag will be against Hickman County, so take the 2-point try off the board for the time being.
I'm going to transfer schools.
And it will be a holding call against the Bulldogs. They will replay the try.
You asked for this,
And on a play that's so quick like that, a 1-2 yard rush up the middle, it seems like it'd be difficult to get called for holding there, but sometimes it happens, as evident right there. And the Dogs will be backed up beyond the 10-yard line now at the 12, and Lewis is still out there. So Hickman County may have to put the ball in the air here for this 2-point conversion. Lewis under center, snap, play action, rolls right, wants to throw, fires, incomplete. A lot of contact, but the throw is a little bit behind him. And there is a Bulldog down. It looks like that's John Michael Lewis. It looks like his leg might have been cramping up. His teammate, Jaden Street, fellow senior, there to help him out, to stretch out that leg a little bit, and out come the trainers. And we can hope all it is a cramp. John Michael, of course, so valuable. A great leader on and off the field. I've had the privilege of getting to know John Michael Lewis, and he is an outstanding young man. So, Aiden, in that moment of silence that we had for the down to John Michael Lewis, we got to hear, which we don't get to do often, Coach Pat Smith rally the troops, if you will, all lined up. He said, let's go finish this thing. Let's do things our way. So Hickman County looking to stay disciplined throughout the rest of this ball game. Of course, already sitting on a 29-0 lead after the 2-point conversion was no good. But Hickman County, with only 7 minutes left, well in control, and will go on to win this football game. So Lambert there to kick things off for the Bulldogs. And Aiden, it's been a little strange. We haven't seen Parker Lambert a whole lot on the field. 4-point after tries. But they have been successful thus far with 2-point conversion attempts, with that last incompletion just being an exception, an outlier, if you will. But Lambert has certainly played his part in this game. He had that electric recovery earlier today on his kick. And here we go again. And another frozen rope, 150 miles an hour off the foot, rough estimation, being juggled by the Indians. And they have to just fall on it back inside their own 20-yard line.
Keithley with the takedown. And the Indians will have it first and 10 from their own 16.
So the Indians will have it first and 10 at their own 16. Montgomery Central in dire straits with 7 minutes to play. Quarterback in the gun, 3 receivers left, wants to throw, fires over the middle, high, off the hands, incomplete. Very fortunate there weren't any Bulldogs in the area to pick that ball off, take it the other way. But it will be a second down after the first down pass falls harmlessly to the turf. Second down and 10 for the Indians. Quarterback in the gun, 2 receivers right, 2 left, wants to throw again, fires it out short, and a Bulldog got a hand on it. And that was Keithley there breaking the pass up. These Bulldogs, Aiden, playing with such a swagger that just hasn't been there these last 3 weeks. But Hickman County with confidence versus Hickman County with confidence, it's night and day. With or without, rather.
With or without you.
Third down and 10. Snap. Quick throw out to the left. Fires a bullet, caught. Leads his man upfield. Cuts back inside. Has some room. One man to beat. Armstrong tries to bring him down but can't. Pittman in pursuit. Street in pursuit. They wrap him up, but it's a touchdown for Montgomery Central. They break the goose egg, and they are on the board. So if you're Montgomery Central, you got to take what you're given here at this stage of the game. Any points are good points. They give you momentum for next week. So Montgomery Central will stay out there for the 2-point try. Snap, rolls right, looks like a direct keeper, cuts back inside, and he jumps through a couple of tacklers. The 2-point try is good.
Dogs lead 29-8.
29-8 now your score. Hickman County still leads by 3 scores, a 29-point deficit separating these two teams. Montgomery Central here to kick things away. Hutchison back deep, but they will try the onside. The hands team on the field. Blystad with the recovery at midfield. Hickman County will take over 1st and 10 as they thwart the Indians' attempt to get the ball back.
Wait, John Michael Lewis is not in the game.
Why is it only get hurt? Who's our quarterback now?
I don't know.
So after that scare on that two-point conversion attempt, Aiden, John Michael Lewis, his helmet's off on the sideline. He's walking with a bit of a limp, so hopefully something too serious, but with the game pretty well in hand, they probably don't want to risk any injury.
Zane Frum is the.
But what we've seen in the past, though, is Armstrong taking direct snaps.
Yeah, Josh, if you're Montgomery Central, you're just trying to build for next week's game. But if you're Hickman County, you're just trying to really do the same.
Armstrong under center. He'll take the snap, gives to McCaleb, plowing forward down to the 45.
Hands off to McCaleb, who takes it down to the 45, gain of 5. 6:30 to go in the game.
Just keep it running. Look at our man go.
Under 6.5 minutes, Aiden, I expect to see a lot of run plays as if they weren't going to do that already. But, of course, they're going to take this play clock down to the very last second, milk off as much time as they can, and walk out of Mo Wright Stadium with a dub. Armstrong again, just to give to Hutchison, patiently waiting, has a hole and cuts through it, still on his feet. Down the right sideline is wrangled down inside the 20. But that's plenty for a Bulldog first down.
To the Indian 20-yard line, and that's an Apex Bank first down. Hickman County.
So Hutchison wisely stays in bounds.
25-yard run.
A 25-yard carry for Hutchison.
I'm going to be there. He doesn't see me.
Green is good. Leading for Brewer or Keaton?
What?
Leading for Brewer.
Armstrong under center, snap. He's going to give again to Hutchison. Has some room up the middle. Spins down
Hutchinson up
inside the 10 for another for another Bulldog first down.
4 seasons first down. Hickman County.
So this drive has been all Taylor Hutchison so far, Aiden. Be first and goal for the Dogs.
Scarlet Regiment, they've done a fantastic job tonight.
They'll mark the ball at the 8-yard line.
And and a big shout out to our Bulldog student section. Most of them it's past their bedtime. Most of them it's past their bedtime, so they went on home, but we still got a few here. First and goal. We got 6 or 7 of them down there.
Say it.
I've got
So under 5 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Armstrong snaps, gives. McCaleb gets around to the outside. Touchdown, Hickman County. Have yourself a game. Braden McCaleb, his second touchdown of the ball game.
That's the Duds fireworks.
The Dogs trying for the two-point conversion yet again. Armstrong is going to give to Hutchison. Hutchison fighting his way forward. He's close. And they say he's in for the two-point conversion. A great second effort there by Hutchison after it looked like he was going to be stopped well short. 37-8 your score at Hickman County High School. And Aiden, after that week 1 performance against Harpeth, this is more so the Hickman County we were expecting to see more of this year. So hopefully they can carry this momentum with them on the road to East Robertson next week and, you know, keep the fire burning, if you will.
Who knew this is all
So Parker Lambert to kick things away, and it's another low line drive kick, and it looks like a lot of Montgomery Central trying to just get out of the way. But they got a good return out of it down the sideline, run out of bounds. Past the 40, marked down at the 41-yard line. The first down pass deep over the middle, high,
Mama Jane is a good cook, and she
incomplete.
Poor Mama Jane's back there working with the
Overshot his man.
She's actually getting ready for
So he has second down and 10. Had someone there, just couldn't find him. So Montgomery Central, these coaches, Aiden, have really drawn up some good plays, some passing plays. They've schemed their guys open, but these young guys, these young Indians just can't execute the way they need to. And who knows, maybe in future weeks they will turn things around and be a team to be reckoned with so long as they can connect on the little things and you know, work out the kinks, if you will. But second down, they're going to throw again. He wants to air it over the middle. Oh, it's caught. It looked to be well covered, but he threads the needle in between double. It looked like triple coverage.
Smith and Ola King in on the tackle.
Street, Smith, and Ola there on the tackle. So that pass gets the Indians into Bulldog territory for a first down. 4 minutes to play.
Rachel Puckett.
and Hayden Kennedy.
Hayden Kennedy and Rachel Puckett.
Ball spotted at the 46. Quarterback in the gun. 2 left, 2 right. Snap, rolls right. Fires short, and it's caught. Turns around upfield. Past the 30.
First down, Indians. Devin Tucker on
Down to the 27-yard line, and Montgomery Central trying to plead their case. They thought there was a late hit there.
Cox and Nate Valdez. Congratulations to them on representing the Salt.
Perhaps they had a case, but the officials choose not to throw the flag. The ball officially spotted down at the 27. First and 10 for the Indians. On the low snap, on the ground, picked up, tries to recover, and he keeps it. And this time he throws, has a man in the corner. And that pass was caught. Did he drag his feet? Waiting for the official signal. What an effort. It looked like a catch. And that ball was caught. They'll mark him down at the 1. We saw the pylon fall over. Close to a touchdown.
Yeah, let's just give away charity points at this point.
I mean, that was...
Charity game. Here we go.
I mean, Aiden, listen, I know we are the broadcast team for Hickman County. We root on these Bulldogs every week. But I tell you what, that was one of the more impressive plays that I've ever seen. Not only to have the composure to hang with the bobbled snap, to evade pressure, to find his man down the right side of the field, to put it right out of the reach of the defense, only where his man can catch it. Great concentration by the receiver to keep his feet in bounds. You know, he only needs 1 foot, but by NFL rules, that's still a catch. That's 2 feet there. So,
And
props
Josh,
there to Montgomery Central.
And Josh, you have to give credit where credit's due. I mean, these Indians haven't stopped fighting all night.
Absolutely. And again, Montgomery Central keeps fighting, and they are in for another touchdown, making your score 37-15. Point after pending. And I would imagine with the deficit, Aiden will probably see the offense stay on the field for the 2-point try. So they're still spreading the field. 1 receiver right, 1 left. Snap. Keeps it left. He's going to tuck it, but Armstrong was there to snuff it out. That 2-point try is no good. The play is blown dead, and the score stays right where it is. Hickman 37, Montgomery Central 15, with 3 minutes and 19 seconds left to play in the game.
3:18 to go. At 10:30 p.m.
And if you were still up with us watching this game, we appreciate you very much. We know it's not easy.
If you are, then go to bed.
You know, Aiden, it's like we're watching a classic West Coast game, like a UCLA football game on a Saturday night that airs at 1:15 a.m. Central Time, of course, 11 o'clock Pacific Time. We've got some West Coast football here tonight, Aiden Weber. And I believe the delirium is starting to get to our PA announcer, Matthew Dotson. He is slowly losing his sanity second by second.
Really appreciate you helping us out tonight, buddy. You can use that to buy some chicken gizzards and fast Scott.
And the kick is away. It's a low onside kick. The hands team is there for the Dogs. Loose ball, but picked up by Hickman. After a slight bit of panic, Keith Lee picks it up. So with 3:17 now.
Yeah, you can always find these games being streamed live on WNKX, YouTube, and Facebook.
The Bulldog offense now on the field. John Michael Lewis still on the sideline. I imagine we wouldn't see him for the remainder of the game. Armstrong still taking snaps. They're going to give it up the middle. McCaleb is dragging some guys with him down to midfield. Gets about 6 yards on the play. Second out and 4. And the whistle blows. Timeout, Montgomery Central. So the timeout has come to a close. Both teams taking the field.
ROTC for winning the club float today. They had a fantastic battleship themed float. You'll be able to see that.
And Aiden, if you think sports don't mean a lot to these students here at Hickman County, I think the fact that there's still a considerable amount of students in the student section would prove you wrong. I mean, these guys are passionate. Lewis back in the game, gives to Hutchison. Hutchison stays on his feet, gets a yard on the carry. Turns something from nothing. So Montgomery Central trying to get the ball back to chip into this deficit that they face.
This is what we call turd-like behavior. Yeah.
So now Aiden, we see here at Montgomery Central still using their timeouts in a 23-point deficit. You know, I think this is just showing that that coaching staff hasn't given up on them. No matter what deficit they may be facing, these coaches want to instill a confidence in their team that no matter what the score is, we're going to go hard all the way until the clock hits 0. And that's something that's definitely commendable, I think.
Tell you what, Mama Jane's getting tired. Mama Jane may not be cooking up.
Lewis give, McCaleb on his feet. Oh, lowers his shoulder, runs over a man. down to the 41, and that'll move the chains for a first down, Hickman County.
First down, Hickman County.
And more importantly, that'll keep the clock a-rolling.
Don't worry, they'll take a timeout.
Lewis under center on the first down play, back in the ball game. Johnson out wide right, snap. They're going to give it on the ground again to McCaleb, charging forward past the 40.
McCaleb takes it down to
And
the
Aiden,
39.
McCaleb has gotten an unreal amount of touches in this game, but he still doesn't look tired. He's not slowing down. He still looks as strong and as fast as he did in the first quarter. So the clock winds under 2 minutes as Hickman County Bulldogs seconds closer to victory. Snap. It's a sweep to Hutchison. Gets around the edge. Grabbed by the jersey, almost a horse collar. The officials don't call it.
Takes it down to the 33-yard line.
And that is close to the line to gain, just short.
Down and 2.
Be third down and 2 for the Dogs.
And 30 seconds.
We are under 90 seconds to go.
Yes, he definitely will. To be honest, I'm just looking for hate.
Third and 2. A first down conversion here means Hickman can knee it and walk out of here victorious. And everybody looked to jump there on that play.
Flag.
It'll be a false start
False start.
on the Bulldogs.
On the
So
Bulldogs.
something you certainly don't want to see at this juncture of the game when you're just trying to run the clock out.
See, as you're walking down a dark alley.
So that makes it a third down and 7 from what previously was a third down and 2. They'll back him up to the 33-yard line. No, the 38-yard line.
And we're still going strong here at Hickman County High. Third down.
Third down, Lewis, motion street, fakes the toss, gives up the middle. That's McCaleb again, down to the 30.
And Brandon McCaleb on the carry, and that's a Four Seasons Outdoors.
And that's a first down. That is a first down for the Bulldogs. And as we say, Aiden, that is the hammer, that is the nail, and that is the coffin on this football game. Braden McCaleb, have yourself a night. Easily the game's MVP here on homecoming.
Definitely, Josh, and he very much deserves it.
But you know what? We can give all the praise in the world to McCaleb, but we cannot take anything away from those big guys up front, setting blocks, opening holes up for McCaleb, opening holes up for guys like Street and Hutchison and Armstrong and John Michael Lewis in the best formation a coach could ask for, and that is the victory formation. And that will do it as the clock will wind down and hit 0. Your final score here at Kenneth Moe Wright Stadium, Hickman County 37, Montgomery Central 15. The Bulldogs back in the win column, and they snapped their 3-game losing streak. They needed this win in a big way tonight, and they did just that emphatically.
Congratulations to the seniors.
We thank you all for tuning in tonight. We know it's been a very unorthodox night tonight. It's been a long night, but we appreciate your commitment and dedication, not just to the radio station, but to these talented players on the field as well. We once again congratulate the seniors on winning homecoming this week, and we congratulate the homecoming king and queen, Edwin Wright and Riley Vane. folks, it's been an unforgettable homecoming night tonight. We thank you for being with us, and we'll see you next week, September 26th at 6:45 p.m. is when we will be going live at East Robertson High School. But until then, for Aiden Weber, I've been Josh Copley bidding you adieu.